Cerulean fall for map 1 of this TVZ, a series that's actually very important for both of these players. Clem is 0-1 in the group. We're going to be seeing some more of his games after this one. So Clem is currently 0-1 in the group, while Elazer sits 2-1, taking down DNS after a loss against Goblin. If Elazer takes down Clem, he more or less secures himself through the group, and Clem would be 0-2, looking to fight back towards a third place finish, which is definitely possible. To the bottom left-hand side, our red Zerg player. This is Elazer, going up against the blue Terran. The top right-hand side of the map from XED Sports, Clem. Overload from Elazer, heading towards the upper right-hand side. So we do see a spawning pool first. Is already for Gasper as well. He's got to have a very fast link speed here, and Elazer is definitely one of those players who will definitely play aggressively when he can, and has to get those 6 lings on the way. He will not be afraid to kind of go and, you know, apply a lot of pressure here, really change up his opening in ZvT. A lot of the time the Zergs just say, you know what, ZvT, we'll just let it fly. You know, we'll just kind of, you know, go hatch gas pool and so on. And sometimes you go for pool first and get a couple of lings across the map. Elazer goes for a very fast speed here, to the point where he really will try and cancel this command center. He goes past the initial 6 Zerglings and starts to build 2 more. And he'll continue to add a whole bunch more Zerglings on here as we go. So the first 6 lings coming around the right side. The whole idea is to try and avoid the Reaper coming out. We'll side over to the right, as we do have, again, more of them on the way, waiting for that link speed to finish. Now, Clem has been fairly careful with his Reaper. He sent it outburst to the left side, so it can come back very quickly. And immediately this SCV will have to start responding to this. No Marine to help out either. Depots will raise, so the lings are not given access to the main. Well, link speed is just a few seconds away from finishing. That Reaper has to be super careful. Reaper grenade goes down. Reaper will be able to go down and then back up to the high ground. Clem immediately, upon seeing the link speed, cancels the command center to rebuild it in the main. And that essentially means that all of these other lings are now somewhat dead weight. They won't do much more. But that's not bad in a way, because in a way, it's kind of like, it's a weird situation, right? Where Elazer had to make these lings to guarantee the cancel, but Clem canceling and rebuilding it really nullifies or minimizes the amount of damage that can really get done here. That factory's going to make sure it's right on top of the reactor before it tries to drop down, and barracks lifts just to make sure it is going to be walled off. And this is starting to head into, again, a good defense for Clem. Yes, you have to cancel the CC, but Elazer gives up a lot of potential drones early in the game to get that cancel. Reaper chases a bit too far. As you see, the lings just going to be gathering up. A couple of Hellions going to start moving forwards. Sidelines of Elazer. Taking a little bit of a burn right there. Third Hellion comes in as well, so this is where Clem can start getting back on the map and applying some pressure. CC will finish, morph into an orbital. Again, I mean, at this stage, Elazer will still be somewhat happy with what's happened, because his whole plan is to cancel the command center. In a best case scenario, you know, Clem panics a lot, lets lings in, and it becomes disastrous. But a lot of the time, 9 times out of 10, you're playing against the best players in the world, you're not expecting to get much more than a cancelled CC. So while we're talking about Elazer's work account being low, it's still kind of something he's happy to play from and to play with, so it's still not all that bad. And as we turn into a bit of a... turn into the next sort of stage of this game, which is going to be, I mean, an armory coming up. This is a really nice part of this, because the Elazer is not allowed to just freely drone and to play catch-up on workers. He's going to have to make units to deal with this Hellbat-based attack. There's the medevac being used here. Clem is so good. He's one of the best Terrans, I would say, at using his medevacs to micro individual units of these Hellions. Going to morph into Hellbats right on top of these Queens, but it means the lings do get on top. Nice little bit of micro there. No target fire on the medevac as, well, Clem actually comes to the low ground there, gets 2 Queens, and another Hellbat about to show up as well. So here we go with this counterattack. Clem is finding the Elazer completely unprepared at the moment. As you do see that Hellbat lifting up, and again, keeping that low health Hellbat at the back where it's just not really in reach of anything. Bringing one Hellbat a bit further forward, just dropping on top of these Queens to Hellbat. The Transfuse does drop, and now the Queens are running out of energy. The Hellbats are in the gap in the mineral line, which means that there's not going to be surrounds here. Spinecrawler comes up, and that's what's going to be really difficult to get rid of, if anything, here for Clem, who is now microing and having a micro against that Spine with the Medivac, but doing a good job of it. And the Spinecrawler is going to go down, but so does the Medivac. These drones are actually backed away into a corner. Where do they go? Well, they try and run back towards the mineral line, but there is going to be a few shots going down. That's at least 6 workers killed. Might even just be time to go in towards Hellion mode with those Hellbats. However, at the same time, across the map, the Lings counterattack, and so they will be going to try and see what they can do. Meanwhile, Liberator is showing up as well. That will probably go siege towards the main. Things make it into the main here, but these Hellions could morph into Hellbats, and they would do pretty well in that case. SCV should just repair. Couple Hellbats on the low ground, definitely helping out. There's that Liberator sieged up. It will end up going down, but 12 workers killed on top of this. Clem puts himself in a prime position at the moment. After all said and done, Elazer finishes with 25 drones. Queens were lost, and Clem is still just making Hellions. I mean, that's kind of a positive from Elazer. Clem still making Hellions means there isn't a bio transition already well underway. Instead, there's just going to be more Hellbats, which kind of means, well, it's going to be mechs, so I guess it kind of makes sense. But in general, more Hellbats and more Hellions means less production invested into here. But at the same time, obviously, Clem can do something with these. So across the map he goes. Thank you so much, by the way, to Shepherd604. Dude, I'll get you a decoration for the tree after the game. But he says, re-ta-ta. Thank you so much. Clem goes into prime position. Now, we did see earlier today Elazer going up against Soul. First series of the day, actually. Elazer against Soul. Elazer took a lot of early game damage and did fight back, but it was in a bit of a different scenario. The damage that Elazer took against Soul was a little bit later on. He was a little bit better set up to kind of just transition into further drones. He didn't lose all of his units, whereas in this scenario, he has lost all of his units on his way here, to the point now if he tries to catch up in drones, he doesn't actually have units to try and really defend against the Hellions running by. And even just a 9 manning time with these workers for a little while longer means that Clem is getting into a better and better position. Cloak Banshees are starting to show up as well. Cloak's about to finish up here, and there's no detection on the third base. And I mean, he's getting into that position as his Cloak comes down. He actually stops that Spore from building. I mean, it's even more workers killed, and Elazer's just going to go for maybe one big attack with roaches across the map. But there isn't even a lair, so there's no mobile detection, which means that Elazer does not have anything to see Cloak Banshees with, and they are going to be a prime way for him to defend here, as we're going to be seeing the roaches are sighted, and Clem will start to realize just what's going on, perhaps, on the other side, you know, moving across to his side of the map. I'd love to see the stop or just get another tech lab on it and just continue to build Banshees. Just one Banshee here. Runs out of energy, but we'll just sit and build down to reinforcements. Wants to be careful of those Queens, though. Forcing the Queens to turn around for a little bit. I mean, Queens are obviously very slow off of creep, so wouldn't like to run around for too long. Then she comes in, and again with the Cloak here, he can just sit here and not worry about the Queens, which are obviously one of the big things. 2 tanks on the way up. If he can get rid of the Ravagers, Clem, then he doesn't have to worry so much about the tanks being exposed. Nice transfusions, though. First tank pulled back quite a bit, and they will be sieged up now, and we'll be able to start firing. The Hellions at the front will try and buy some time, as I mean, even making their way through these depots, these units are having some trouble. The Banshees will cloak up, and again, no detection. The Elazer will know this is not successful, and an aggressive game on both sides. Bottom right-hand side, dropping the first map in this series. Our blue Zerg player is Elazer, as just mentioned from Go Esports. Top left-hand side, our red Terran from XCD Sports is Clem. There's more ornaments than tree now. No, I can still see a bit of tree. I can still see a good little bit of tree. You guys have some work to do to get rid of the tree from existence. We also only have 2 legends on the tree right now. Port, ADIC, and Wush J. They go on the stars and the star at the top. Those guys were pretty legendary, dropping... Well, Port dropped 40 subs and 10,000 bits, and Wush J is always a legend and has dropped a few gifted subs and 12,000 bits this month, so pretty crazy. Ripper coming out here from Clem. Is it a real tree or is it a fake tree? It's a fake tree. I can't, I didn't want to go through the effort of bringing a real tree up 3 flights of stairs. Fake tree is a lot easier to carry. It's also just a little bit tidier having a fake tree. I mean, does it even need to be a real tree if it's filled with Christmas decorations anyways? No, exactly. This game, Elazer is just going straight over towards the 3rd hatchery. Ready to put that down. Obviously, no early gas pool opening this time around. Reaper going to be coming down to the bottom right-hand side. Grenade coming in here. Just a little bit of early harassment. Obviously doesn't want to lose the Reaper though. Starport coming up in the main base. The tech lab finishing up here as well. Looks like we're going to have a pretty quick play in towards the Cloak Banshee. Again here from Clem. Here on Port Alexander. It's a fairly easy map to push across. I feel like Biostyle works well here. Oh, the fusion core. Boom. Well, there you go. Going to go straight in towards a Viking. Then towards, I mean, I would imagine going towards a battlecruiser is what we've been seeing lately. I mean, there's still that chance of maybe doing like advanced ballistics or something. The Viking to deny Overlord vision of it and then go advanced ballistics and... well, maybe the dead airspace is very powerful here. I guess we'll see. Usually when new maps come around, we see Range Liberator builds make it a play once again every now and then. Did you see the Queen pushing the Hellions back out into the center? Seven drones on the way up, as you do see. Hellion is not really going to find much of a chance at the moment. Single Zerden gets taken down. Only just going to run around the top side. Wardy, we need to get you a revolving tree stand to end the front of / back of tree walls. That seems like a bad idea. You want to take the tree with that many decorations and make it spin around? People are going to get knocked out by spinning baubles, you know? Just decoration of the face. Boo! Battlecruiser was the choice from Clem on the starboard, by the way. You guys were able to see that on the production tab as I'm messing around. Talking about getting attacked by a Christmas tree. Tron coming in at the front. This Viking is going to push this Overlord all the way back into the main base there. So Viking pushing that all the way back, and again, Battlecruiser is about to finish from Clem. As we see a Chima getting picked off as well. Then a Rotron from Elazer. So you're just going to go into a Roach style, but doesn't have much to really defend against this Battlecruiser right away. We saw the Battlecruiser from Soul obviously got quite a lot done. This Viking lands at the same time as the Battlecruiser. Battlecruiser seems a little bit unsure as to where it wants to go. This is not a Yamato cannon Battlecruiser though, which is something that we saw a little bit earlier on. So it's a little bit of a different setup as a second BC comes up. Hellions are also going to look to run by, and they are going to get into the natural. The Lings are just running into the main to deal with the Vikings, so the Hellions have free reign on the natural. Obviously, Elazer didn't realize this, and Elazer is losing a lot of drones, and this looks very similar to Elazer Soul game number 1, with 22 drones killed. Now this Queen with energy still on it goes down. Another Queen going to fall. Well, this is obviously putting Clem in a good position, but Elazer has recovered from a position like this before. Today, will he be able to do it again as this Overlord going down too? It just feels like Clem is just not done finding damage just yet. Clem killing this at the moment. And as you see this Overlord at the front also being pushed away. Thank you so much, Mr. Compacto, coming in with the 100 bits in the chat as well. Thank you so much, appreciate it. Another battle cruiser from Clem coming out and just moving forwards is going to be able to pick that off. So another Overlord taken down here. Elazer having a bit of trouble with these Terran openings today. Having a real tough time. He is going to try and drone up out of this. He's not going to go for a big roach attack across the map, knowing the battle cruisers are still up. Now we have weapon refit coming on. That enables the Yamato cannon on the BCs. Means they can one-shot queens. Transfusions won't make a difference. I mean, if you jump in and you one-shot queens, you're pretty great. You're be pretty awesome, let me tell you that much. Clem lands the third base over here, and we're going to be seeing a few mules going to drop down, and well, battle cruisers coming across through the top side. Again, there's that fourth hatchery from Elazer, also just on the way up at the moment. A couple of drones going to move over there, and a fifth base coming down in the front, and some creep spread will also be placed down, but again, here come the BCs, and what is the ante at the moment? 7 queens? I mean, you consider 2 of those die instantly because of the weapon refit, the Yamato cannon. I mean, you get rid of 2 queens, and I mean, even these 2 queens you might not want to go for right away. Get the queens of energy. Doesn't wait for it though. Boom, 2 queens just go down instantly. Goes for an Overlord now as well. Elazer taking so much damage here as the battle cruisers will turn back around and go towards this hatchery, work their way through this. And this fourth base is in some trouble, and in enough trouble that I don't think Elazer can actually hold on to it. So it will be cancelled. Obviously, he does have this forward base, but that makes further pushes from Clem much better, much easier to kind of be successful. You siege up this high ground with tanks and you push down this ramp. This is not an easy base, this is not an easy base to hold at all. It's very difficult. Another creep team here gets picked off as the battle cruisers jump away to the south side, minimize their damage, maybe head into the main. I wonder why they didn't just head straight into the main. You know, if they just jumped straight into the main, they could have probably done pretty okay. Weapon refit is still on, 20 seconds of cooldown as you see one queen gets transfused. Kept alive there, backing away. I mean, it would be nice to come in and get another couple of Yamato cannons off before you take these BCs back home or anything. Clem just building up, waiting for 2-2, although his +2 attack has not started. Looks as though that's going to be a bit of a mistake. That engineering base should be active. If you're only going to get 1 upgrade, attack is generally preferred over the armor because your ranged units generally get a lot more shots off. They fire very quickly, the bio units as well, so attack is always better for bio than armor. I don't think there's a single circumstance where armor actually is better. Battle cruiser showing up on the front hatchery here, and you're going to see a drone getting taken down. Quite a lot of damage being done as you see these queens continue to press in. I mean, again, queens will just go down instantly. As you're going to be seeing the Lings and the Banes. Not having too much fun with BCs overhead. A couple of these BCs still just chilling around. A few units stemming forwards, and we're going to see the Lings, the Banes, the Ravagers starting to press in as well. Tanks will siege up as we're going to be seeing the Bio Force just going to be protected by the siege tanks initially, and the Lasers. There's just no way. He does not have enough units, put it that way. 4th base at the very least goes down, but the Lasers will just straight up lose the series. Clem takes it 2-0.